Okay, so let's look at 555 timer IC. Okay, this is a IC which is used to introduce time delays ranging from microsecond to several hours. Okay, we can provide delays by using this timer IC of microseconds or several hours. You can, it's your wish. Okay, so the supply voltages required are between 5 volt to 18 volt for this IC. There is an improved version which is called 556 IC, where it is of dual timer, which is a combination of two 555 timer IC. That we won't go into that, but definitely you want to check out this if you want to 556 timer IC, but we will stick to 555. Okay, there are two types of 555 IC in the market. You will get NE and SE. NE is commercial grade op-amp working between 0 degree Celsius to 70 degree Celsius. The IC will have this op-amp, commercial grade op-amp, which works between 0 degree Celsius to 70 degree Celsius. Whereas one more SE 555 is there, which is military grade op-amp, which uses military grade op-amp, which works between minus 55 degree Celsius to 125 degree Celsius. Okay, Signetics are the manufacturer's names. So these are the kind of ICs available, 555 timer ICs, and they are operated in two modes. We will see. One is monostable mode, pulse generator, and second is astable mode, square wave generator. These are same as what we have seen before. Op-amp, in op-amp we have seen. Now everything will be fit inside a IC. Okay, 555 timer IC, and the working will be more or less same. If you have got the monostable multi-vibrator and astable multi-vibrator before, it will be easier for you to grasp. Okay, so please watch before watching this video, watch monostable and astable multi-vibrator before. Okay, and this is how the IC will look like. So to avoid distortion, there will be a capacitor 0.01 microfarad, which will be connected to fifth pin and the ground. Okay, fifth pin, and down there is a ground. Then first pin is ground, second pin is trigger to provide trigger signal, third pin is output, fourth pin is reset, eighth pin is VCC, seventh pin is discharge, sixth pin is threshold, fifth pin is control voltage, which is connected to a ground through a capacitor 0.01 microfarad. This is to avoid distortions. Okay, so this is the pin diagram. Now let's look at the working, how it will work as a pulse generator as well as the square wave generator. Okay, so the first thing is we will see, I know it looks small, but this is the best way to explain actually, because everything is referenced here. You can see that. So this is the first monostable 555 timer IC arrangement. This is the arrangement you will see. This is the IC. Okay, and that is how it is connected. Resistances, capacitances, you can see here. Okay, R, C, output, capacitance 0.01 microfarad, fifth terminal is connected, first terminal is directly connected to ground, VCC, fourth and eighth terminal, then third terminal is output, seventh and sixth terminal are connected to capacitor voltage, second terminal is trigger, connected to trigger signal. We will provide trigger signal from here. So if you remember, monostable requires a trigger signal for their operation. Okay, just okay, now this is the best to explain. Everything is referenced here. Okay, so here you can see first the inside architecture of 555 timer IC. Okay, there are two op-amps, upper comparator, lower comparator. They are working in comparison mode. This is VCC, this is 2/3 VCC, this is 1/3 VCC, this is ground. Okay, 5 kilo ohm, 5 kilo ohm, 5 kilo ohm. it is working as a voltage divider. Okay, here all the resistances are working as voltage divider. This is VCC, then this is 2/3 VCC, and this is 1/3 VCC. They are calculated with respect to ground. Okay, now this same resistance, this resistance is here, and then this capacitance is here. 6 and 7 terminal are connected. This is 7 terminals, 6 terminal, they both are shorted. Okay, then fifth terminal, this is fifth terminal from which the capacitor is grounded, you can see. Okay, what else is there? Ground terminal is, first terminal is ground, that no need to show. Then the output of upper comparator, lower comparator is gone to RS flip-flop. This is a flip-flop, RS flip-flop, and Q bar is the output. There is a reference voltage. Fourth terminal is VCC. Okay, so reference voltage and VCC is applied to fourth and eighth terminal both. So these are both VCC. And then what is there? There is an inverter. Here you can see the output is taken after at the output of inverter. Then there is a QT transistor, collector, base, emitter. Then this is the capacitor, ground. Okay, so everything is visible. So I hope you can relate with this diagram. These two diagrams are similar, just inside 555 timer IC you can see these all stuff is there. Okay, now how the working will happen? It's the monostable arrangement. Okay, so you will not generate square wave from this. So how the working will go? The upper comparator, lower comparator, they will work on their output will be either +1, logic 1, or logic 2, logic 0. Okay, plus Vsat or minus Vsat. It means they are on or off. Okay, that's how the working of this upper comparator, lower comparator will be. Now moving on, initially we will assume that this capacitor is uncharged. Okay, this is uncharged, means Vc will be equal to 0. Upper comparator is off, lower comparator is off. R is equal to 0, S is equal to 0 here and here. These are the previous state output. Okay, so upper comparator off means this the voltage, fifth terminal voltage will be less than 2/3 VCC, 2/3 VCC, and LC off means the trigger voltage is greater than the 1/3 VCC. Okay, that's why it is off, and because they are off, R and S are 0. These are the previous state. Now what will happen? If the input at non-inverting terminal of the upper comparator is greater than 2/3 VCC, means this fifth terminal is greater than 2/3 VCC, upper comparator will be on. Because why? Because this is charging, the capacitor is charging through this R to this ground. Okay, VCC, R, then capacitor, then ground. So your capacitor is charging to VCC value through R, and your capacitor voltage is increasing. So when the voltage at non-inverting terminal will greater than 2/3 VCC, this comparator will be on. This is anyway of previous state. Okay, so upper comparator will be on, LC will be off, means R will be 1, S will be 0, and SR flip-flop, if R is equal to 1, Q bar will be 1. Q bar is the output of flip-flop, means Q is equal to 0, but you have to use Q bar. Now as Q bar is equal to 1, means output will be low. This output will be low because the inverter is there, and QT will be on. This transistor will be on, since you have applied low at base terminal, you have low output. Okay, so this will be on. if this transistor will be on, it will provide a discharging path to capacitor, and the capacitor will start discharging through QT via this branch, you can see here. Okay, QT with no time constant. Time constant will be 0 since R is not there in the path. Okay, and once VC will be equal to 0, UC will be off, LC will be off, R will be equal to 0, S will be equal to 0, output will be low. This output will be low. This is same case where what we had here. Okay, so first capacitor was uncharged, capacitor became charged, and then capacitor discharged. Okay, so that we are in this state, lower state. Okay, this is the stable state. So first the same thing I'll say. First the capacitor charged, it was initially uncharged, we had some previous output state, we made it to charge till 2 by 3 VCC. When it became greater than 2 by 3 VCC, this output became 1, this output became 0, this was QT was on, and capacitor again became discharged. Okay, fully discharged, so that VC is equal to 0. So this is the process we reach till stable state. Okay, process we reach till stable state. Now what will happen? We change the we will cause the disturbance in the circuit by putting a trigger signal, which is here. If you remember monostable multivibrator, we have a trigger circuit which will generate trigger. Okay, at the lower comparator inverting terminal, means a negative voltage will be applied at the negative terminal of the lower comparator, which will make the lower comparator on. Why? Because 1 by 3 VCC will be greater than this terminal voltage, second terminal voltage, and this is what will happen. So you will have VT which will be less than the trigger voltage, which will be less than 1 by 3 VCC, and at that point of time your UC will be off. This will be off because it was anyway off before. Now LC will be on, and this will make R and S is equal to 0 and 1, which will give the output Q bar is equal to 0 or Q is equal to 1. So as Q bar is equal to 0, output will be high, QT will be off, output will be high, this output, QT is off, and capacitor is charging towards the VCC value through R. Okay, this is the charging path. So this is when we applied the trigger here. Okay, and once the capacitor value will increase 2 by 3 VCC, again UC will be on, LC will be off. The same scenario, this will happen. Okay, and Q bar will be on, output will be low, QT will be on. Okay, as QT on provides discharging part to the capacitor, now capacitor discharges through QT with tau is equal to 0, and VC will again becomes 0. So here you can see, we were in stable state, we applied a trigger here, we applied, so output became 1 high, and capacitor starts charging towards VCC, but because of the comparator it will reach till 2 by 3 VCC, and again this same scenario will happen, and the output will be low, here low, and the capacitor will discharge to 0. Okay, so it will come again back to stable state. Here you can see. So I hope it is clear how things are working. Initially there was two process. First it was uncharged, so became charged, then again discharged to 0 value, then we caused a trigger signal to do the same thing. Okay, so now we have, this is the output voltage, this is the output voltage, and this is the capacitor voltage. Okay, so you can see everything might be clear now to you. how the circuit is working. So once you have the pulse, this pulse you have, so now you can calculate the pulse width. To calculate the pulse width, you can consider the capacitor equation. Vc is equal to Vf plus Vin minus Vf e to the power minus t divided by tau. So initial voltage is you can see it is starting from 0 volt. Here it is 0 volt, so initial voltage is 0. Okay, and then you can see final voltage is Vcc. It is trying to charge till Vcc with time constant Rc, which is R is this, C is this. At t is equal to capital T, which is the pulse width, the voltage Vc is equal to 2 by 3 Vcc. The capacitor voltage will be 2 by 3 Vcc. This is the small t is equal to capital T time. Okay, you put the equation values in the equation. 2 by 3 Vcc is equal to Vcc plus 0 minus Vcc e to the power minus t by tau, and you will solve it. So after solving, what you will get is, here you can see 2 by 3 Vcc is equal to Vcc 1 minus e to the power minus t divided by Rc. So this will be tau is equal to ln 3 Rc, which is 1.1 Rc. Okay, if you remember in monostable multivibrator previously we had different expression. We had V gamma plus V saturation divided by V saturation into 1 plus R2 by R1. Okay, which is not the same case here. So from 555 timer IC you will get a different pulse width, and from normal what we have seen only using op-amp, you had different time pulse width. Okay, so I hope it is clear. And this is the motive. We had to generate a pulse width of some certain time. Now choosing the value of R and C, you can have a required time pulse width. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Let's see an example here. So here you can see you have to calculate the on period of the electric bulb. This is the bulb. On period of the electric bulb when a trigger pulse is applied. Okay, and the resistance is given 2.50 kilo ohm, capacitor value is 100 microfarad, trigger signal is applied from here, this capacitor is 0.01 microfarad Vcc. So only we require these two values to calculate the pulse width of for which the on period, the pulse width, the time for which the bulb will be on. This is the output terminal, third terminal is output terminal. Okay, so quickly same formula we will apply, 1.1 Rc, you will get the value of t, which is 27.5 seconds. So your bulb will be on for 27.5 seconds and then again it will be off. So previously it was off, you applied a trigger signal, it will be on for 27.5 seconds and then again the bulb will be off. Okay, that is how the circuit will work. So it generates a small pulse of time 27.5 seconds. So it is similar to what we had, but quite complicated. The working is a bit complicated, but once you will go through this again, you will be able to grasp it. Okay,